getting ready for this one is a lot harder than the last one. This kind of sucks. Just a little, I mean, if you're totally new in my space, sorry I'm leaving, but, yeah, there was a while during COVID times, I was live 5 days a week, and I loved it. I loved being able to do that. But it is time to shift gears. So, I'm going to try to be as encouraging as we can. Sorry, this was a lot harder to get ready for. It's just been in the last 15 minutes that I'm feeling like this. Okay. If you saw the preview, I have fabric today. I have some books and notions, some that I didn't show last time, some that I did. But I also have, what I have today is a lot of quilts. And I kind of flipped through them a little bit. But that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with the quilts. Just so you know, here is how it works. Oh, and at the end, I'm going to give you guys an update. What I'm doing, where I'm going from here, what I see in the future, maybe, maybe not, why I'm quitting, all those things. So if you have questions that you want to ask me specifically, let me know and I'll jump in. All right. So when you pick something, you get a basket here. And I'm going to, hang on, I'm going to switch my view. There we go. All right. Yeah, sorry, I got a lot of stuff on here. When I will get a basket, I will write your name on a sticker and put it on there. Everything that you pick throughout this time will be put right on there. Also, every order, while supplies last, I have these free samplers, little tape measure. Every order gets one of these bonus just from me. So, there you go. If you're seeing this after the fact, by all means, jump in, comment. I've had some purchases made this past week from the last one. So, jump in, comment, reach out to me, and we'll get your stuff set aside. In fact, I had a sale from the preview too. Woo, woo. So, that's exciting. Okay, so let me get started. And the reason I have this mat here is because we're going to talk quilt tops. I have, or quilt samples. What I have are several things that I used for teaching classes or samples or experiments, stuff that I don't love. That I don't, it's like, doesn't necessarily match my aesthetic or doesn't really fit with me and what I'm doing and going forward. You know how you have to do stuff like, oh, can you do this one for us? And can you rush it? And can you do it? And can you do it in these colors? Like, okay, I sure can. So that's what you do when you're in business. That's what you do. You do that sometimes. But I'm letting go of some of those things. So that's what I will have for you here today. First up, what I have, I'm going to do the, hang on. Let's change view. Okay. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. The other thing. So what you have there scrolling across the bottom, how I know, like, okay, so when you see something you want, comment, oh, I want that one, or whatever the particular name is that I happen to give it, or you can shout out the colors. That helps me too sometimes. But, but then you send an email to shop@jennykquilts.com, and that will be scrolling across the bottom there. You include your name, shipping address, and phone number, and the list of items that you want, and then I will get back to you with an invoice, and we will settle up, and I'll ship the stuff out to you. Now, my goal is to close this out by the 31st of August, so don't delay. If you see something you want, let me know right away. I'm going to make other plans if I can't use it in, if I'm not able to sell it here, I'm going to make other arrangements to sell it in other places and that kind of thing. So if you want it, say it now. And yeah, no refunds are going to be available at this point either. So yeah, you see it scrolling there, shop@jennykquilts.com. That's where you would send the information. All right, so I'm going to start out first with the biggest one. And of course, every project has a story because that's the way we roll, right? We're quilters. That's the way we roll. Hey, hello from Wyoming. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's so good to hear from you. I remember you doing retreats with you. Gosh. Darn it. You're making me cry, Alita. You're making me cry. Yeah. Sorry, a lot of good memories. This is great live television. Okay, let's get started. So this one is, and it's very large. I'm gonna have to show you it in parts. I will hold it up here in just a minute. This one is called Multi-Facet. It features all Kaffe Facet products, all Kaffe Facet fabrics. And, thank you. Thank you, Alita. And darn it. And I want to thank you too, all the support and encouragement you've given me over the years. Okay. The show goes on. This was called Multi-Facet, and it was a project I did for a local quilt company, a local quilt shop that features a lot of Kaffe stuff. And they wanted me to do a block of the month, and I was very excited to do it and put this all together. And it was supposed to start March of 2020, and of course it didn't, and nothing did. And I ended up offering it in some courses and some classes online, but yeah, it is time for it to go. So I'm going to tell you the sizes, the measurements here, because you guys are going to want to know that. Let's see. It is approximately, we got 30, 40, 50, it's like 54 inches one direction, first 54 inches across. Hang on, I have my tape measure here so I can measure it here. 30, 60, almost 70 inches long. And it's called Multi-Facet. And I'm going to switch my view. I'm going to hold it up and step back so you can see this, okay? And I'm going to step back. I'm going to do it as much as I can and hold it in parts. It's $200. But it has several. Okay, I'm going to start over here. And I'm just going to kind of turn it here this way. I think that's going to be the best way. Lots of different things. If you love Kaffe, this is a wonderful one. It was a lot of fun to put together. But it is time. It's time to move on to something else. So that's the Kaffe. It is called Multi-Facet, and it's $200. And I'm going to write the amount on there and put it on the tag. So if somebody comes back at me and says, hey, think twin size. It'd be great for guest bed, twin size bed. It'd be really cute. So hang on, put that here. All right, the others aren't going to be as big. Set that right there. Okay. And I said everything has a story. Change the view here. All right, this one is a sample that I did when I was on Love of Quilting, the show. I was demonstrating how to make these little angles. You know, you put a little mirror there, right, and you get to see it. And the show, I think the show aired in 2024, so you can find it on there. But then I also had the other side, which was, this is all cheddar and stuff like that, and then these are obviously Christmas, and I showed how to do that block as well. But the fun part about this is that it's reversible, but also if you think this is good for Thanksgiving, fall, this is good for Christmas, it's just kind of the little thing to hang up in one place. It is 16 and a half by, this way, by 8 and a half. 16 and a half by 8 and a half. And that is just $10. But you can see, you can go find the episode where I was in. Alright. These are both samples in two different colorways here. Samples that I would do in the beginning quilting classes. And it's to teach the churn dash. So this would be the second step. You'd learn the churn dash and you'd do this one. And these are just samples that we had there. Shoe fly. Not churn dash, it's the shoe fly. Shoe fly block. Oh, that's from 2013. Yeah, these go back. They have my labels on them. So you can see for the beginner ones. And these are just $7 a piece. This is the blue shoe fly. And like I said, I really want them to go. This would be adorable on a little dresser or hanging up in some small little place that you have. And this is the, oh, who's that gal? Laurel Birch. The Laurel Birch and Black Churn Dash. Okay. Onto the pile. This was a sample that I made for teaching, excuse me guys, for teaching foundation paper piecing. I do a freezer paper piecing method, and this was the class sample. I love the colors, they're so nice and vibrant. And the tag on here, it was at a quilt auction, quilt sale, and it was $45, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that to $30. Right there. But this is the foundation paper piecing. You say black and all the different colors. It kind of looked like cactusy. So it's a fun, it'll be a fun one in a little place like that. Okay. This is a, let's see, there it is. This is a Storm at Sea block. And again, it's foundation pieced. Just fun little colors. I matched it to go with that. And this was a class sample for that, and that one is just $10. That is the Storm at Sea block, or orange and green. Orange and green works for me too. Okay, this was part of my Dangerous Curves. Oh, I forgot to say the size of that one. Well, you can guesstimate close enough. This is the part of the Dangerous Curves block. Oh, that's funny. And so it's it was a sample, class sample, to teach how to make how to do the rob Peter to pay Paul, which is what this block is. And I thought I like it. I think the colors are pretty. It is 22. It's 22 square, 22 by 22 there, and they had marked it for $20. So I think we'll just stick with that for $20, front and back, and it'll have my little label on it. Teaching the curves, Sandy Beach, which is what it really looks like. Very sandy beachy. Yeah, so that one's labeled 20, and it will stay 20. All right. Here's another class little sample. This one is 17.5 by 17.5. This is just the very beginner one. It is rail fence, a simple rail fence block. I have it there. It's going to have my label on it with the fabric collection and everything. Gosh, sorry guys. And this is 15 for that sample there. This is a fun one. If your house is done up in the Stonehenge rock textures kind of thing, this is 18 by 18. This was not for a particular class. It was just kind of me practicing and trying some stuff out and kind of making one to finish it. It feels good to finish something, doesn't it? So I'm going to say that this one is for 20, and this is the Stonehenge. There we go. This one and this one kind of go together. They're the from the same fabric collection. Yeah, there are two panels from the same fabric collection. These were used to teach a beginner course, a beginner quilting course. I think it was a beginning quilting course. What was it? I'm trying to think. It go way back. P&B Textiles. It was a webinar. I'm saying that because you might still be able to find the things out there. But I'm going to do both of these for 40. The quilting on it there. And I love the colors. I think the colors are fun and modern. I especially like this pink and gray. I remember, you guys remember back in the day, the pink and gray was was really popular for like a season or two, and I loved it. I loved it. But this is a pair, 2, 4. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Pair for 40. And be a cute little thing on the walls, whatever. Pair for 40. Next we have a table runner. And this is when I was modifying the beginning classes that I did. Oh, did I measure that? Well, it's pretty close, 17 by 17. This is a table runner. As you can see, it features a lot of cafe, but batiks. It's fun. It's lime green, heavy on the lime green. You know, my theory, lime green is a neutral. That is my thought. But heavy on the lime green. It is almost 21 by 30. 45. About 21 by 45 for this one. And that is $50. It's all the cafe. It has my binding on it. It has my labels on it. Some of you may remember the classes. Taking the classes with me. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, so to have the label and the date, who designed it, and the date it was done on that there. I don't know if that means a hill of beans, but there you go. That's the lime green table runner. All right, this is the raw edge applique table runner that I did to teach how to do raw edge applique. And this one, I think this would be a great mountain one. It's all done in batiks. I mean, what do I want to say? A mountain aesthetic, because you have this beautiful green in there, and it makes me think of mountains. And then the quilting on here, which I taught how to do in the class. This one does not have a label, but you know, you can enjoy it anyway. And the variegated thread on there. Oh, that was fun. Oops, extra threads too. When they say quilters come with threads attached. So this raw edge applique table runner is also 50. And I kind of priced it a little bit on the amount of work that has to go into it. They kind of went into it, but also that what you might pay for something like this if you bought it somewhere else. This was on a sampler that I did for the for teaching dangerous curves. And I have to tell you, I don't love the colors that are here. I ended up redoing it in colors that I was much more happy with. I also used, I don't want to necessarily tell you what things are wrong with it, but I used a new fusible, it was a fusible batting, and I wasn't happy with the way it turned out. It has kind of a bumpiness. I think you could wash it and it would turn out a little bit different, but nonetheless, there we are. There we are. And this one, it's definitely more complicated than that one, but I still wanted to get out the door. So I'm going to say 50. And it's the curved piecing one. I don't know if I have the label on it. I do have the label. Dangerous Curve Sampler. And you see my binding on it. A lot of these, so some of these are old enough that they have the old, like hand tack method of binding that I would do. But then a lot of these have my regular binding. This one is going to be totally a one-off. Excuse me again, guys. Gosh. This next one is going to be a one-off because for a little while I was working with Minky, Shannon Fabrics, and doing Minky projects. And it is a baby quilt. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting to measure some of this stuff there. Sorry about that, guys. This one is like 36 by... Hang on. 30... It's about 36 by 50. It is an adorable little throw. I'm going to do a different shot here so you can see better. It is an adorable little baby throw. It was made it was made because Shannon Fabrics, who makes Cuddle Cloth, they were doing 10-inch packs, 10-inch pre-cuts, and so it was to promote a particular line. I think it's lovely, but it's probably not something that I want around anymore, but I know there's going to be a perfect home for that. So this would also be 50. I'm going to put it here on the tag. Oh, that's right. I called it Tiger Eye because I thought these kind of looked like you had the eye of a tiger. Oh, you're not even looking there. Hang on a second. Let me fix it. There we go. Because it had this in here, the center was a tiger eye. And it's essentially just it's just a log cabin. Center, build, and go around. Perfect little baby quilt. Cuddling up on the couch. This one has quite the story. I was a guest on a series called Quilter's Remix. I think that's what it was called. Quilter's Remix. And they wanted you to take a classic block and then remix it in a more modern and interesting way. So this was the magazine that we had for the inspiration. This was the block, the quilt block. And in my mind, I don't think that's a classic block. I don't think that's anywhere. I think they totally chose something different. But it was with Quilter's Remix. It tells you how to make the block itself. Hibiscus is what she called it. But then you can see there's my little thing right there. That is this particular quilt. And I'm going to show it to you too, because what I decided to do, I know if you guys are familiar with the Fibonacci sequence, right? You have one, so like I had one, and everything's multiplying. So I had 1 plus 1, so that's 2, but it's not quite, because I didn't quite do it right. But, and then you put 2 blocks together, and then you put 4 blocks together, and then you put more together, and I'm going to hold it up here so you can see it. And then it gives you this design, that big one. So you can see it kind of does, you probably can't, it kind of does a Fibonacci sequence making the curl, but not quite. So I named it Not Fibbin, because it's not a Fibonacci, it's kind of close. Kind of close, but there's not a lot of quilting on it, but it's fun piecing, and the magazine would go with it because it's in there. And don't worry, I have a sentimental copy of the magazine set aside for me. And this is, oh, does it say in there? It doesn't say in there. Okay, hang on here. Let me get the measurements. This is 30. I'm going to slide this over here. This would be a pain. 30. It is almost 60 long by 40 wide. 60 by 40 wide. So, and that one would be 60. The price. And it also includes the magazine. Oh, and I apparently need enough threads to cut, right? Of the cutting of threads, there is no end. And like I said, the magazine comes with it, and just so FYI, it is Love of Quilting, 3 core patterns from Quilter's Remix. That's what it was. Love of Quilting from May, June 2017. It's a little sad. Okay. This one was actually kind of a crowd favorite, but it's a pain in the butt. And let me explain. Because so I fell in love with this border. There was another colorway in the foundation paper piecing one. That was the other colorway. Oh, hello, Mary. Hello, sweetheart. Thank you for tuning in. And so it was part of that. And what I did, the mistake I made here, the big one, mistake I made was I sized everything adjusting to the border, and the border is weird. It's a weird size. So these flying geese were weird measurements. The flying geese were a hot mess and super hard to do. But this one is called Triangle tangle. And, oh yeah, quilted by Crystal Zagnoli of the Quilted Cricket. You guys in Denver will know who she is. She's passed away. But it's Triangle Tangle. It was a block of the month. And I did it, and there we are. And I'm going to, hang on, I'm going to step back so you can get a better view. Hold on. Hold it upside right. Okay. And it basically has a bunch of ways. I'm going to turn it so you can see everything here. A bunch of ways to do triangles. So you'd be teaching all different methods for making triangles in the class. All right. And that one is 100. So that is the last of the that's the last of the quilt tops. And I'm gonna move this board here. Because I think my tabletop looks better with the other table on it. It's hard to get the lighting with that particular thing. So, okay. All right, let's dive in here. Oh, sorry, hang on, let me adjust this so it doesn't look so weird and wonky. Good enough. All right, things are gonna be over here. Let's do fabric. Okay, so I have, all right, yeah, this might take a little bit. This may take a little bit. I'm gonna get these. All right, we have quite a few. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them down in front of them. Some have letters on them, and if they don't, I'm gonna make a tag for them. But here's the way the pricing works. 1 yard of the regular cotton is $10. A half a yard, follow along, is $5, and a fat quarter is $3 because there's more effort to cut in the fat quarter. So that's what the prices are. They're pre-inflation, pre-tariff prices. So let's get going. And I will put numbers on everything. All right, so this one already has a number. This is B3. Oh, sorry, let me move this over here. That's going to be easier for me. This is B3, a striping design. It's a stripe blue design from Marcus Fabrics. And you guys know me. I'm a fabric snob. I'm not going to sell you something that is not good quality fabric. Everything in here is going to be good quality, okay? That's just the way I roll. But B3, if you want B3, this nice stripe, this would be fantastic in a binding. Why didn't I think of that? Fantastic in a binding, but it is 1 yard, so that is a $10 for that. I'm going to write the price here. And that's B3. So if you want B3, put that on there. That's going to be the best place here. That is going to be the best place. Okay. This next one is B11. A lot of these have prices on it. Now this is, while it's Debbie Mum and from Joanne Fabrics, it is still a very nice piece of fabric. Again, I'm not gonna sell you something that's not good, that I wouldn't use myself. And it's super cute. A nice patriotic family reunion, farmhousey. It's just really cute. It's a nice little design. And that is $10, B11. Oh, look, I have 2 yards of it. So there's 2 yards of B11. I'm going to write that on here too, B11, just so I remember. So there's no confusion. 1 of 2. Okay. That's enough to do it. Oh gosh. Wouldn't that be adorable with the little what am I thinking? What am I thinking? Like a little I almost said pinafore, not pinafore, a little apron. Wouldn't that be an adorable apron or pot holders or something? Oh, so cute. All right. Here we have, oh, we have the Spaceman from Michael Miller Fabrics. Space Trek is what it's called. And I'm just going to put space. Cute little aliens and little goofballs. And this is 1 yard of the Michael Miller fabric. Spaceman. And of course that's going to be 10. Here we have some fantastic dots. May or may not be labeled. Doesn't look like I labeled it. Some of this stuff I labeled, but not this one. This is Wyndham Dots. Hang on, let me get a new piece of paper. It is from Wyndham Fabrics, Never Enough Dots by Whistler Studios. So I'm just going to call it Dots. It is 1 yard of fabric, threads attached. 1 yard of fabric, all those fantastic dots. Aren't those fun? Those are fun dots. My goodness. And that is 10 dots. Okay. This one is the Hoffman Challenge fabric. 1 yard of it from 2019, I believe. It's a very active, obviously geometric design. And it was, let's see, a Hoffman Color Spectrum print. So Hoffman was one of the first ones that started doing digital printing. And so this is a digital print, which you can get so many other colors and saturation and things like that that you can't get in other places. But that is the Hoffman. It was a challenge. I think it was a challenge. Globe Hopper. I'm not seeing the place where it says challenge, but that was my understanding, that it was a challenge fabric. Like you buy it and you compete in the challenge there. And so that is $10. And that's the geometric. When you say, I want that diamondy one, I'm going to know what it is. Okay. This one and this one they are from the same collection, Saturday Evening Post. And this is, it's kind of hard to tell, but this has a bunch of little buildings on it. So like you're thinking downtown New York City. And then this is supposed to be same thing. It's from, oh, and it's just a half a yard here. Saturday Evening Post. This is G2, but this would just be buildings. So this is $5. So this is supposed to be the greenery in Central Park, and these are the buildings. But I don't want to limit you in what you're thinking. So G2, half a yard for $5. And they do technically go together. They're in the same collection, but you know, there we go. And then this is 1 yard buildings for 10. And then I just realized I had another building. Another one of the buildings here. FY1, that was the code I was doing. It didn't work out. But this is the same, another yard piece of that. So if you need 2 yards, heck, I got them for you. And I don't think you're going to find any of the places that has them. That's all I'm saying. All right. These are, I have 3 yards of this. Oh, I have 4. I have 4 yard cuts. R12 is what they are called. These are little bunnies. Very modern take. It's Front Yard by Sandra Clemens for Michael Miller. So it's good stuff. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 yard cuts. Pink bunnies with navy blow ties. With navy bow ties. And on one monitor I have it, and it looks like it's a bright red. It's not. It's a really lovely coral, almost fuchsia. So that is R12. It's the bunnies. $10 per yard. And I have 4 yards. Next up. This is another pink one. We love the pink, don't we? See, did I label it? It doesn't look like it has a label anywhere. It does not. But it is Happy Chance by Laura Heine. That gal. For Wyndham Fabrics. So, I'm going to write 10. I'm going to say pink. And it is $10. So if you see it, oh, I got a little off my sticker. But it's fun. Laura Heine does all those fantastic collages, fabric collages. So this is definitely a very collage-esque background from Laura Heine. I didn't even realize it was from Laura Heine. Okay, now we're going to have some one-offs. These are different sizes. But here we just have a simple check. It's 3. I only have 3/8 of a yard of this, and it's $3.75. That's L9, $3.75 for 3/8 of a yard. It's just a buffalo check. Isn't that right? You call it a buffalo check? That's what it's, or buffalo plaid. I think that's what it is. I'm getting a drink of water here. Okay. Oh, yeah. I love this stuff. This is E.E. Shank. It's an ombre. Daiwabo is what it's called. There's only 1/3 of a yard, so it's $3.33 to get 1/3 of a yard there. But it's an ombre, and ombres are a lot of fun to work with. I mean, something like this, you can see the color variation. If you have a border, it'd be a really, really fun border, nice border touch. But like I said, there's 1/3 of a yard there. Okay. These, now we're getting into the half yard cuts. This is kind of a red and yellow, a limey green one. This is Shade Garden by Michelle Engel Besco for Henry Glass. So it's a very nice piece of fabric, and it is called R8 for $5. Half a yard cut. And this one is R9. It is a half a yard. It is Lorraine by American Jane. I have something. I have this little pack of, it's almost the whole thing of 2-inch squares. Somebody tried to make a little thing out of it and said, no, I don't want to. But this is from the same collection, Laurel Jane. So you get this one. I will throw that one in with it. It's not, like I said, it's not a full thing. It's just part of it, but I'll just throw that one in. So that's R9, half a yard for $5. And I'll tuck that in there. Those go together now. They're bestie friends. Bestie friends. Here is 5 yards. And this is actually, it has some words on it. It is actually from Clifford the Big Red Dog. And it was made for Quilting Treasures. And the wording is for Clifford. So every day they play. But this would be adorable in a kid's, some kids thing. Nice. It would be a nice, very nice choice. The next few are also kids ones. So this is Y5. Give you a resting, give your eye a resting place. This is W1. Again, it's a half a yard. These are moons and stars on a very soft background. And this is manufacturer. I don't have it right there. But I thought these would go nicely together because you have all your little blocks. And this is Over the Moon by Wilmington Prince. I'm not sure. I thought this went with it, but it does not. But they're so super close. Nice baby quilt, kids quilt. It'd be a good choice for that. W1 and W2, both are $5, half yard. Oh, look at this. I have a half yard cut of this. Okay, if you only wanted a half a yard, here it is. So we got a half yard cut there of the same homespun farm life kind of print. Picnic, whatever. It'd be adorable. Little napkins. Oh, it'd be so cute. All right, so that one is $5. You can say picnic. We'll get it. We'll get it. This one also is American Jane. It is a half a yard. And American Jane is also the same as this print here. These are in the same family. They're part of the same collection. So it's American Jane by Moda, and then a half a yard. Nice, cute little check with a little thing right there. But you could do something cute with these all together. It's fun to find some that match so nicely. So I'm just going to put these all together in the same place in the pile so I don't lose them again. Okay. Next up we have B14. And this is the same shade garden. I think we had something. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. There. These are from the same family, just a different colorway. So this is B14 for $5. This is R8 for $5. And they are both from Shade Garden with by Henry Glass. So nice quality fabrics, nice designs, good places that you can fill in, especially if you need something that's a little bit directional. That would be a nice. Those would be nice choices. Okay. I have a small thing of this one. If you tell me you want the small stripe from the beginning, there it is. B3, $5 for the small one. Oh, I see. Here's the name. It's Marcus Fabrics Blue Drama. That's all we need. That's all we need is more drama. I don't know about you, but I'm full up on drama right here. I don't need any more drama. Okay. And then this one is L7, a nice directional one. This is Always and Forever by Alex Anderson. I don't know the company, but it's by Alex Anderson. Really cute. If you're doing a black and white quilt, this would be a hit. And also, you know, because it has a stripe in there, you could make a dynamic binding if you wanted to do it that way. Cut on the bias. It'd be really cute. Okay, now we're going to do fat quarters. And we may just start numbering them because we have a ton of fat quarters. But I know some of y'all are just here for the fabric, man. Just here for the fabric. So, this cute little guy here from Wyndham Fabrics. All the fat quarters, remember, are $3. And I'm just going to start numbering them. I'm going to put F1, F2, F3, F4. All right. F5. All right. Yeah, this is going to be a lot. And I'm kind of thinking, I'm rethinking my plan here, but I know you guys want fabric. So, this one, that's going to be F1. This one has the bunnies. That's going to be F2. This one here, little pink diamonds, chevrons. That's F3. This is a pink, geometrical pink and turquoise. Sandra Clemens from Michael Miller Fabrics. And that is F4. Pink polka dots. I was thinking, yeah, it's I don't know the brand, but it's pink polka dots, and that's going to be F5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on. 5, 6. Okay, we'll just do a few more, and then we're going to switch to batiks. Switch to a bunch of batiks. So, this one here, F6. This is this is Auntie Elise. Where's the my Art Gallery Fabrics? That's it. Art Gallery Fabrics. That's F6. Best Friends. Here's a little cute one. I think this is a tulip pink, but I could be mistaken. And that is F7. Here we go. Pink and turquoise. Always a fun combination. Lots of notes. Might be a nice thing for a musician. And that is F8. And then we have a red here red, and this, I think this is almost a purple. It is. It's a purple. And orange in there, and that is F9. This red one, Hop, Skip, Jump. Overlapping Squares by Jamie Fingal, excuse me. F10. And Coral Seashells. This is a fun one. Sensational by Maud Ashbury. Who's the? I don't see the designer. Sensational. F11. And then this one is a pink with lots of little gold little arrows in it. Probably goes with this guy with the little numbers and the images. And that was going to be F12. So if you love any of those, let me know. Put them back here for now. All right. Batiks. Woohoo! All right, batiks are $12 a yard and $6 for half a yard, and then $3 for a fat quarter, because why not? Why not? So I'm going to show you in groups here. Here we have, these are all, and all these batiks are from Island Batiks. Good quality, nice batiks. And of course, these don't have a number on them. But I have 3 yards of this fantastic orange batik. I'm going to call it F13. But there's 3 yards, and it is $12 a yard. $12 a yard. And that's the lovely orange ones. Also, I have other orange ones too. This is BY, these are more gold. BY42. BY42. They're $12 a yard, and I have 3 yards of this. Now, if you're thinking, I want some of those 3-yard quilts, I gotcha. I gotcha. We can do that. So, but here's some 3 yards of the same. Oh, I was wrong. 4 yards. I have 4 yards of this fantastic gold with the circles on it, and that is B42. Hang on, I'm just going to slide those off the side because I think you're going to see more things that go with it so nicely. There is, I have several of this, and let me see if I find a number anywhere. Aha! BFY 112. I know the numbers are weird. I tried. I did the best I could. BFY 112, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards of that. BY12. And, oh, this is a pretty gold one. This is a very nice gold one. And the number somewhere, it is not anywhere. All right, we're just going to call this gold. It's like jewels. Do you see that, the geometry there? These little gemstones. I'm going to call it gold. Gems. Actually, I'm going to call it gems. Gems. 12. Oh, I put 20. That's wrong. $12. Gems, $12. That goes with the oranges. Here is a nice, isn't this fun? A nice coral poppy. It reminds me of coral, deep sea coral. But that is BFY1. Huh. That's the same as the other one. This is also BFY1. That won't do. I'm going to make this BFY12. Just in case you need to refer to it that way. BFY12. It's $12. Nice batik. It does. It makes me think of coral. Oh, definitely a coral texture. This one is kind of fun. It looks like stars, planets. And I don't have, I guess I did not put the, name on it anywhere, but we're going to call it B Star. I'll just put stars. $12. Okay, and now we have orange. Y'all, everybody needs a little, just a touch of orange in your stash. You need it. Let's see if there's one of these that has the labeling on it. The original tags. Not yet. I have 4 yards of this fantastic, delightful orange. And really, it's such a pop. Like, you would only need just a little bit of it. Alright, this is orange rectangles, and these are $12 a yard. I'm going to say rectangle, or orange rectangles. You see, orange rectangles, 4 yards, $12 per yard. There we go. Okay. And now this one is almost an orange red. If you're doing a color wheel and you need an orange red, that's the one there. And I don't have the price on it. I mean, I don't have the name. So I'm going to call it orange red. Circles, orange red, and it's $12. This is so you can refer to what the name is, and then I can grab the exact one that you're thinking of. Okay, here we have some more pink. These are not labeled. That's okay. Pink circles. These are, again, 1 yard cuts. Seeing if there's a code on there, and there's not. 1 yard cuts, but they're pink circle. They're almost circle squares because they're like circles in squares. Pink circle. For $12. Pink circle, $12. All right, these are going to be the last of the pinks here. This is, I love this one, you guys. This is a very nice deep magenta. Again, from Island Boutiques. Of course, there's the price tag is not on it. That's okay. I'm going to say it's going to be dot magenta. And then this one here, it's kind of a rusty rose. Oh, look, it has the number. BR21. BR21. A nice dusty rose is what I would say this. I don't know how it's coming through on your monitor, but that's what I would call it. A nice dusty rose. It's a pretty one. Fold this back, put that together. There we go. All right, I don't have to label that one. This one's another fun lime green. A lot of interesting little shapes. Not quite geometric. It makes me think of island, very tropical. This is BFY1. We already had that one. This is going to be BFY. I named that one BFY2. This is going to be BFY13 for $12. So there you go. All right, we have a few greens. 1 yard cuts. These are fantastic leafy greens, lime leaves, and it is $12. I'm gonna leaf lime leaf. Okay. And then these are like little pebbles. They look like little pebbles, a lime green. pebbly kind of thing. I didn't put the name on it. Didn't put the code on it. So I think I'm going to call that Pebble. And it is $12 for 1 yard. All right, we're almost through the 1 yard cuts. Then we jump into half yard cuts. Okay, this is BB50. BB50. It is a nice white with these like starfish, I think. And that's $12 a yard. And I happen to have two. Yay! I have two. Again, all these from Island Boutique. But there you go. You've got two of those. 2 yard cuts. No, 2 1 yard cuts. And then the last one that I have is this gray one. And I'm just going to call it gray. But these look to me like birds. They're birds flying, and maybe those are starfishes. And so again, continuing little sea motif. But I'm going to call it birds. Okay, that is all for the 1 yard cuts. But again, like if you're looking for one of those 3 yard packages, you might be able to put together a nice little set from these guys. I can definitely see that. Hang on, I'm just going to get them all tucked away here. And then I will bring out the half yard cuts. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I need to get a little drink here. Okay. Ready for the next part. All right. I have 2 half yard cuts of this. BP52. And they're $6 for the half a yard. Like I said, I have 2 of them. Nice variety of colors. Again, it's kind of that circle dot thing that we had in the other one. But that's B52. No, BP52. Not the B52s. You know what I'm talking about. Then I have this guy. Again, it's the like the starfish on the blue. I totally forgot what I called it there. Hang on. See if I can spark my memory. BB50. So BB50, 1/2 yard for $6. That's what these will be. BB50, 1/2 yard for $6. It's a lovely blue. It'd be nice in lots of blue places. Lots of things. If you love blue, like I love blue, and I do love my blue. Here I have 2 fat quarters. Aha! These are BB51. 2 fat quarters of the same one that I have the yard with. Not fat quarters. These are half yard cuts. 2 half yard cuts of these. They are $6. BB51. Nice, fun stuff. Very fun stuff. Oh, look. You could add this green with it. Look at that. And that is BG25. BG25. A nice, fantastic lime green. Would go really well with this one, depending on what you want to do. And you know my theory. Lime green is a neutral. All right. This in here. Okay. Next, I have, oh, that's just, all right. It's just a 6. Okay. These to me look like little rosettes, so I'm going to call them rose green. And that's $6, which you can see there. Unfold that in there a little bit more. Didn't get a good look. Nice lime green. I like the lime green, that's all I can say. That's me. Okay, this one has, well, it has some lime green. It goes a little darker, more towards like a forest green. And the effect on this makes me think it's like it's underwater. And I like that one. Of course, and it is BG47. BG47. Half yard cut. And this fella here, BG46. Oh, I wonder if I did those together. BG46, it is $6. It has an almost a teal aqua thing in there, and I love the variation of the darks and the lights. I find that really intriguing. That is BG46. Then we have some more of this guy. It is a half yard cut of, what is it? What is it? Orange red. I called it orange red. So that's what we're going to call it here. Orange red. Half yard cut. Okay. Next we have BR35, and this is a half yard cut of the pink we had previously. Again, Island Batiks, great if you have a pink something that you want. This is a great choice. A little bit of interest and design in there. BR35. This one is BR20. It's a little bit like that other coral one that I had, but these are really a darker purple. It's not quite a lavender, but it has a little more red than a lavender, but it'd be a fun one. It'd definitely be a fun one. BR20. Ooh, this is okay, and I don't think I have any labels on these. I do not. So this is a magenta leaf, and that's what I'm going to call it. A half yard of magenta leaf. Magenta. How do you spell magenta? I actually spell it. Looks more like Magneto with my big pin, but I'll know what you mean when you tell me magenta leaf. This is really pretty. This is an orange on like a tan background. See that? Orange and tan. Oh, I need a new paper here. Hang on. Orange on a tan background. Very fun. Nice little pop. This would be, I'm just going to call it orange leaf. No, they're all going to look like orange leaf. I'm going to say tan orange. Okay, and this is a peach leaf. I like how it's kind of delicate. The leaf seems very delicate. Peach leaf. Okay. And this is a four leaf. You see how it's four leaf? It's not quite a four leaf clover, but it kind of looks like it. And this would go, I mean, if you're doing orange and stuff, that would be really nice with that one right there. But it's a half yard cut of, I'm going to call it a four leaf design. All right. Okay. So, you guys, that is it on my batiks. I am done with those. And I think I'll talk a little bit more about some of the scrap bags that I had if anybody's interested. There were some books that I showed last time, and then I can show some other notions that I had. All right, so scrap bag. This one, which I showed last time, is all the scraps, but it would help you be able to make more of this, and it has lots of the fabric for it. So this is like you're a new quilter or somebody that you want to take something and finish it, or you really like it. You want to make a pillow or something. This is the design. I have a whole bunch cut out for it, but I also have a bunch of the fabric and some squares and things like that. So you can make your own thing. And just this scrap bag, the scrap bag here with the fabric is 20 bucks. And that's what I ended up making one design of that, but you could do other borders. You can make this like the center of a medallion quilt. That'd be fun. One of those. But this was kind of to experiment, to test something out. And I'm ready for it to move on. 20 bucks for that one right there. Okay, this one is a red. No, this is not red. This one was a log cabin project that I did. And you can see it there, a log cabin that I started. I think the colors are lovely. I think that's fun. But I included there's a lot of the parts and all the steps and a lot of extra fabric there. And you could certainly take it and go in your own direction and make more different whatever. But this would be something, again, like a beginner quilter would love something like this, and they could get started and they could try to do some things with it. And that is 15 for that project. The yellow and black. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. This one was, I know this has to be somebody's like big dream, because look at this. These are super big hexagons, and I pieced these and I put part of it together. It was for a thing I filmed, and they did the class, but then I'm kind of done. So like, there's enough here. This guy, right? You can put that all together, and then you have 2 of these, and then you have more, so you can make more. You could do it however you want to, but I know somebody loves paper piecing, and this would be exactly the thing. And there you go. There's the stuff. I've got it started for you. This is $12 for the scrap bag. All right. This one here is just a scraps of black and gray. Black and gray. And this one's one of my favorites in there because it's the ombre, right? I'm a sucker for the ombre, I tell you people. I'm a sucker for it. But this one would be fantastic borders. This is all just a scrap. So I need those little dark things. I need the gray things. They're scraps. There's plenty in there, a big variety, but it's the scrap bags, and it's time for those to move along. Time to move them on their way. But there's a lot in there. Some small pieces, some big pieces, and oh my goodness, I did not put a price on there. But I think, my gosh, I'm just going to say that getting all that, that's going to be 15. 15 for the bag of black scraps. Okay, then there's one more that I have. If you have run out of orphan blocks, I got you covered. I do, because this is really just a set of orphan blocks, things that I tried, things that I did that I don't need anymore. Like I tried this, and I was trying to test out to figure out the right size to do something, because I needed this to be a finished size. You know, it's that kind of thing. So it's all just an assortment of stuff I tried, and scrappy things, trying to get things to go together. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot this was in here. Okay, so those samplers that I showed at the beginning, right? This was part of that set. I totally forgot. But anyways, there it is. They're in there. They're the scrap things. So these are all stuff that a beginner could certainly sit down and take and say, hey, I love it. I want to do it. I want to try it, or whatever. And you figure out how to do it from what's already made. And that one is $25. All right. That's for those. I'm going to grab the other notions that we didn't talk about last time. Some of these may be repeats. I will try my darndest to have it not be, but I know some of them were. So we had this one. It's a So Sassy. They are iron-on labels. And so they say stuff like, oh, I can't even read it. I can't even read it. It says, I could have been quilting something I liked. Well, this is your first and last quilt if you don't love it back. So they're very sassy. But quilt labels, always a good idea. I love to do that. But there you go. That is $10 for those. This is the pattern Hot Flashes. It is used, but here's the special ruler that goes with it. I made a quilt with it. I tested it out, so I know the pattern works. It's good. And this is $10 for both the pattern and the ruler. Here we go. Pattern and ruler combination again. This is Contemporary Curved Quilts. You could not buy this. This book sells for $19. Well, that was like 5 years ago, so it might be more now. But it has the ruler that you need for the book, quick curve ruler from So Kind of Wonderful, and this is the one that they use in there. Curve piecing with a quick curve ruler. There you go. So Kind of Wonderful for the book and the ruler, $10. This is Sewing with Nancy. The curves so simple. I was on a curve kick for a little while, that's for darn sure. And it has the little tool in here. Oh, it has this, I don't know if you have an old system, you can put that in, but there you go, it's there. And then instructions for 6 projects. And then this tool, it hasn't been opened, so I don't know how to use this tool, but Sewing with Nancy always put out good stuff. She was a trustworthy name. So, there is that, $10. Next we have the Moon Glow patterns. This is Ginny Beyer, Block of the Month, my color hero. But here's her patterns for Block of the Month, and this first one was called Sea of Nectar. But what I really like, what she did, she was just a gem. She had instructions if you wanted to do it hand piecing, if you wanted to do it machine piecing, freezer paper piecing, or foundation piecing. She had all of those instructions so you could make it however you wanted to. And I have to tell you, this was one of the very first quilts. Seeing it, I just fell in love with it. There you can see the finished result. You cannot buy their fabrics anymore. All her fabrics are sold. But you can get pretty darn close to this. You can come up with something that will match it really well. That set is $25. Then I have another one from hers called Mirage, which is also $25. It is a 12-month Block of the Month series, and you can see there's the fabrics on there. And I don't want to undo it because I don't want to undo this nice little bow on it. But it is Ginny Beyer. It's the same wonderful instructions that she gives and how to blend the colors and everything. It would really be a project worth doing if you wanted to do that. And that's $25. All right, I will recycle some of this stuff. This is a bee binding holder, and it is from Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet. Riley Blake Designs, and you put your binding on there, and then you wrap it up, and you can keep your binding under control while you're working on it. That is $5. Here's, oh, this is kind of a one-off. All right, so I did a shop hop, and this was one of the packages from Shop Hop, and I'm not interested in making it, but it has these little cabins and little deer, home on the range, and it's from Chickadee Charms in Story, Wyoming. And so it has that stuff there, and it's super cute. And that kit, let's see, I bought it for $22. It is $15 for that little kit. Here's one, super simple. This is just a cutout of the flower right there. I don't even know why I have this. If you want this and you buy something else, I will add that in there. That's all I'm saying. I will do that because I don't even have a price on it. Because I like you. Here's a binding ruler to help. It's a fast and easy way to finish your binding, an easy way to cut it up with the Cut Right Bind Up ruler. And so that's $5. Here is a magnetic holder. I did open this up last time. It's from the Fat Quarter Shop. You put your pins in there, and then yeah, but magnetic, and it stays in there, and that's $10. Here is a dome thread needle case. You can thread and keep the stuff in there, and it keeps it secure. I have not opened this. I have not used it. I don't know exactly how it works, but there you go. And that is $5 for the dome threaded needle case. It helps you to thread up lots of needles at the same time. So you can keep them there, and they're ready. They're at the ready to go. Oh, look, you should always have your own screwdriver set right there by you. And this is 2 screwdriver sets with sewing machine, machine maintenance, and other repairs, small domestic repairs. And that is, that's $3 for that little kit. Which it should be in your stuff, guys. I'm telling you, if you love your stuff and take care of your stuff, it should be there. 3, and I don't want to make you feel guilty. I'm just saying, why do we not have those tools and stuff that we need? Because we're just like, oh, I don't think I need it. You do. You do need it. I feel like my thing is wonky. And, all right, close enough. Close enough. All right, so this is beeswax thread conditioner. If you're doing a lot of hand sewing, it's nice to drag that across there. If you're doing, yeah, any hand sewing, it's nice to have that little thread conditioner. This is 100% beeswax. Small organization that does that puts that together, and that is $3. Okay, this is gonna drive me cuckoo. There we go. There we go. I didn't want you to have to see the wonky. There, I have a set of long point ball pins from Dritz. $3 for those. Then we have, oh yes, all right. This was one of my patterns I did, Nature's Glow. And this is for cherry wood. They bought the pattern and the fabric and everything. And this is a $12 pattern. But I give you all my tips and tricks in there, how to do it and put it together and have this glowing effect, which I just love. But that's one of my patterns there but it's published by Cherrywood. So there you go. That's $12. Then I have a little needle book from Moda. It has a place so you put your scissors or tape measure. You can put scissors or thimble in there, and then have your needles in there in that little kit. $3 for the little needle book. Everybody needs a needle book. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. Here we have. Oh yes, this is a, what the heck is this? I bought it for $12. It would be half price. It's from the Quilter's Cottage. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. This is a sandhill crane. And it's the instructions and everything to do the sandhill crane one. And I bought it for, I think it's, let me see here. You know, you go to a shop and you're like, oh, I want to do that. And I have none of the information. Oh, okay. So it's here. It's the design to give you that shape. So this would be half price. I'm going to say that this would be. All right. It gives you the thing and tells you in there. Okay. It's just the pattern. All right. I'm going to say that this would be $3. I'm going to change the price on that. $3 for that one. This is bunny paper. So it's printable, non-stick, reusable paper for fusible applique pattern transfer. There's 8 sheets on here. You can run them through your printer and then take them apart and put them together what you want. There's 8 sheets, and that is $10. Have I used it? No. But there's an option, ways to try it. So if you want to try bunny paper, have fun. Have fun. Do it. This is a pattern by Wing and a Prayer. It is called Sangria. And it had, again, it's kind of a block of the month type of thing. They do lots of patterns. Wing on a Prayer Designs does lots of patterns. And this was from Quilt Market 2015, but it has all the patterns and stuff in there for doing that design. You'd have to probably search and find the, you know, similar fabrics. But hey, I have some orange. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. This is May Chappelle, California Quilts. And I gotta be honest, I have not even opened this up. But you have two, it's, what is it? Carolina Carousel material. So let's actually open this up. It's a base, I'm not gonna open it. I wanna leave it sealed for somebody. It's a basic applique and foundation. You need those kind of skills, but you have the applique on there, and you could do raw edge applique, you can do whatever you want, but it gives you a couple different designs on there. Carolina Carousel and Carolina Crossroads, and that is $10. All right, here's a fun one, pop-ups. Yay! These are fun. I have one of these upstairs in my, it's kind of in my office space. It's a nice little pop of color. There's 5 different sizes. They collapse easily. It shows you how to do everything. And it's a confident beginner one. But if you've wanted to try pop-ups, I know there's a there are other supplies that you need, but here's the pattern for the pop-ups, and that is $8. All right. Okay, now we just have kind of an assortment of patterns. Here is Thick and Thin, $8. It's a Sew Sampler pattern by Kim Deal. And it was, so this was part of a set, and it would sell for that, but $8 seems like a bit much for just a two-page pattern. That seems like a bit much to me. It's not $8. I'm going to say that's $3. And then we have Balcony by the Fat Quarter Shop. This has a little bit more to it. I feel more comfortable with that. But it shows you how to do it, and also in different sizes. It gives you different instructions, which I like that. I like that when they do different sizes. But there's the quote pattern for Balcony. That is $8. This one is fun. It is for Pointed Comments is what it's called, by Tamaranis or Tammy Silvers, and she teaches you how to make, you can kind of see it there, it's very almost want to say mid-century modern. You can kind of see the points that she does, and they're more improvisational. Learn this easy, super easy guided improv technique and create mid-century inspired table set with pointed comments. So that is that guy there. That is $8. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. One of my really good friends is from Canada. But here you go. Oh, Canada. Here's a little pattern teaching you how to make the maple leaf, but a very scrappy version. It's designed with perfect proportions to the original flag. Oh, Canada pays patchwork homage to the symbol of Canada's spirit and drive. And so that's a really fun one. You have a friend in Canada, they might just absolutely love this. And that is $8. All right, last pattern in here. This is a classic. The Carpenter Star, Bally Sky, and Queen Size. It's a fat quarter friendly. There's no diamonds and no Y seams. What? I haven't made it, so I haven't tried it, but I believe them when they say that. No diamonds, no Y seams. They've got it figured out. And they give you different sizes. This one is, okay, so this one is Bally Sky, Carpenter Star. So those, I'm sorry, Carpenter Star Lap Quilt, Bally Size, and then a Queen Size. So it gives you the different sizes to make all of this medallion. If you've wanted to try this, I got the pattern for you right there. It's $8, and you're not going to find that anywhere else. I'll tell you what, you will not. All right. Oh, I too have this one little thing, one little notion he left. This little guy. a nice pincushion. Some of these, you get these clips and they're really hard on your hands. This one is very comfortable. And that would just be $3 for the little pincushion. The wrist pincushion, call it that. The wrist pincushion. Okay, guys, I got through more quickly than I anticipated. Is there something else you want me to go back and look at or pull up for you? Because I can do that. Oh, wait, one more thing. I do have a tulip pink bag, canvas bag, $10. There was a one of a kind. They gave them out for one event, and that was it. And so you can't get it anywhere else. If you love your tulip pink, you want to grab yourself one of those. Okay, I'm gonna put these back in the box, all nice and together. All right. So shifting gears here a little bit. That is all that I have for today. Everything else has been shown and done, and so we're just gonna stop there. The little quilts. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking there. Headshot. All right, so I've had some more questions, and lots of, actually it's been like encouraging me on your new step. It's okay to stop doing one thing and to start doing another thing. So I want to just share with you guys a little bit about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So, really, all right, let's just get personal here. Maybe the last hurrah on this channel. Who knows? I was really struggling with, because be successful in this business for me, my love is doing the teaching. I love designing, and I love doing the learning how to make the block, and also doing the lectures. I love all of those things, and those really feed me. Oh yeah, Miss Wiki, all of the little quilts were at the beginning. It was at the very beginning. So yeah, that's where they were. Sorry. Okay, now I get it. You were saying what you wanted to see, the little quilts? Yeah, they were all at the very beginning. Like the first half an hour. They're tucked in there. So, but it just got to a point I wasn't getting any bookings. I couldn't get into events. I was just really struggling. And the cost of keeping the business afloat wasn't worth the little breadcrumbs of bookings I would get. Really, realistically, for me to succeed in it as a business, I would need like a booking a week to bring in enough money, and that would just be baseline, and that wouldn't include how much I would need to sell and all those things. So it just wasn't happening, and it was a very, very hard decision. But I finally just decided and told my husband, hey, I just can't. It's not going to work anymore, and I need to close it. And it's been a long time coming. But, you get to that thing, you just don't want to admit that it's as bad as it actually is. And then you look at the numbers and everything, and they're as bad as you actually thought, or worse. So it was time to kind of just stop. And like I said, I'm kind of winding down. But when I made that decision, and it took me like a week to even tell my husband this is what I decided, because it's hard. And I told him, and then like within a day or two, well, and see, I was also praying with my daughter, and we were praying that God would open up doors, would show me what He wants, open up doors and open up pathways. And within 2 days of praying and then telling my husband that, then I got an opportunity to get involved with something that I've been using for a little while. I started, I'm going to say April, May. I started taking Believe, which if you've never heard of it, it's really new, but it does have, I have some friends who've been taking it for like years, a couple years at least since it started out. Beneath there, you cover up my face so you can see it there. I started taking the coffee and the, that's kind of an afternoon pick-me-up, watermelon berry, and then this one, which is a glutathione. So I started taking these because I'd heard this, you'll sleep better and you'll have more energy. Well, I need a little bit of both. So I started taking them. It was April, May when I started, and then I found out about an opportunity. Like you can, if you sign up to sell it, right, you get it for less. I thought, all right, I'll look into that, whatever. And that was a few weeks before I even decided to quit. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it'll just be less. And what I found when I was taking these, I'm kind of rambling here. I'm trying not to be too rambly, but what I found out when I was taking these is that I did sleep better. That, like, for the first time in my life, my adult life, I can lay down and I can go to bed and I can go to sleep, and then I can sleep 6-8 hours, which is amazing. And even if I do get up in the middle of the night, I can go back to sleep because it lowers your cortisol levels. So if your cortisol is not spiking up all the time, you're better and things are calmer and you can deal with things much better. Yeah, I was especially related to the business and the paperwork and accounting and things like that. I would come down, I'd sit down in here in this beautiful quilting space, and I would have panic attacks. And I just can't keep doing that. So, anyways, sorry. These things have really helped me. And the coffee in the morning, this in the afternoon, you get rid of the fog, ignite the fire so you can do the things you want to do. The glutathione helps hormone support, which we all need help with that. I added a couple things to my rotation here. Everybody's talking about GLP-1. This helps your body. It's a glutathione. No, yeah, glucagon. It helps your body develop its natural GLP-1. So, like, I just told my husband, my daughter and I were praying, ready to let go and move out, and then I contacted somebody and they said, oh yeah, you should talk to this person and they can get you involved in this business. I thought, okay, all right, whatever. And I found out that these individuals were actually praying from a couple weeks before then, praying that I would be involved in it because I would be good at it. I have to tell you, in quilting, it's been challenging because I put out, sorry guys, now you put a lot of yourself out there, but then nobody buys it, nobody likes it, nobody, there's no, you might get compliments from a few people, but nothing, no return on investment, if you would. Like, nobody wanted you. So, thank you, Mary. I so appreciate you. Mary was part of a group that we met every week for years on Zoom after COVID. A very dear friend. So anyways, I've started doing that and feeling a ton better and thinking like this is the space that God wants me to go into. So this glucagon, it's a natural GLP-1. I feel better. I'm losing weight. I am sleeping through the night, which is a miracle. I have energy. The fog is gone. I have the fire and the ability to do a lot of things. So among other stuff, this is what I'm really digging into is Benieve. So if you want to know more about Benieve, I can tell you a personal testimony. If you go back and look at some before pictures, I don't have that puffy cortisol face I was getting. I don't have, there's just a lot, so much better. And I know there's a lot of women out there exactly like me, can't sleep. You wake up in the middle of the night and then you can't get back to sleep, and it's like 3 or 4 in the morning until you get back to sleep. And then you're tired because you got to get up at 7 or 8 and you got to face your day and you're exhausted. Yeah, those are the things I felt and dealt with. So these are really helping me. Oh, hey, Miss Virginia. Virginia's another one of my dear friends. This last time wasn't, time before this wasn't so hard. This is hard. Anyways, among other things, this is what I'm venturing into. Now, am I going to quit quilting altogether? No. But I'm shifting gears. I am doing it because if it's the thing I love, then I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it to meet a deadline. I'm not going to do it to get it in the magazine. I'm not going to do it for those things anymore. Or just so a shop can have a sample on a wall. I don't want to do that anymore. It's got to mean something to me. So I'm going to tell you guys, I started doing like these little journal blocks. So in an effort to deal with anxiety, I can't believe I'm telling you all this. In an effort to deal with anxiety, I started doing this journaling thing. It's 2 pages. First page, you identify, where am I physically feeling this sensation, right? Am I hunched up in my shoulders? Is it my gut? Is my chest? Where am I feeling this? So you identify those feelings. You try to identify what exactly the feeling is. Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I anxious? Am I angry? Am I worried? Am I whatever it happens to be, right? You identify that, and then you write down, just poke myself in the eye. You write down what were you thinking about before you started to feel this way, right? Or was there a situation? What thoughts are you having? So you write some of those down, and then you start to look at, okay, all right, if I feel totally alone, then you say, I feel alone. Well, why do you feel alone? I feel alone because of ... whatever. And then in the next page, you say, okay, you feel alone, you're feeling lonely, there is a Bible verse for this, then to deal with that. And so like Jesus saying, I'll never leave you or forsake you. So the next page, you're writing down those things. This is how I feel. This is what the truth is. And try to deal with that. And sometimes the hard and sad things you feel are the truth. I mean, it's not that it wasn't true, but it's like balancing it out. And don't go too far this way so that you're not believing what's true, but try to center yourself back where what's true. And then the end is a prayer of thanks or whatever prayer you want, however you want to end it up there. And and as I was doing it, I just felt this nudging, like each one of these, I want you to make take that journal page and try to create some piece of art that will show people what I'm thinking and feeling at that moment on a little journal page. So this is an example, and I wrote on the back of each one so that it would kind of be emblematic of how I'm feeling. So this is an example. That's me there in the middle. And these are all the things. And on the back it says what to do today. And you can tell I'm feeling like there's all these things, all these scattered parts. How do I pull it together? What do I do? What do I do today? And that was how I was feeling. But, and I'm seeing some comments here. Oh, what do you think? Oh, thank you. I think I look great. Thank you, Alita. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Life goes fast. Love the journaling. You've had a lot of big life events. I have. And here's one. Here's one that I did that kind of talks about the whole journey. So this is called Sea of Forgetfulness. And I was realizing I was struggling with, because I was feeling, I was encountering somebody in my life that would not forgive. Even though you said, sorry, I'm wrong, I've changed it, whatever, there's no forgiveness there, and you can't move beyond that. You're that stuck little person that offended them. And I didn't want to do that. But in going through the whole journaling process, I was reminded that he takes and he drops our sin in a sea of forgetfulness. Remembers them no more. So I'm kind of thinking about things like that. And I mean, this was my last magazine project, which I loved. I think it's beautiful, but I don't feel the same connection to that I do to these guys. So that's kind of where I'm going. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm going to keep the channels up, I guess, because why not? I'll post something that says, I'm not doing this anymore. I might see you later, or whatever. And I don't know what classes for this would look like. I don't know. But I have to, if I'm going to make something with quilting, it's got to mean something here and not just in a cash register. So, thank you. I just want to thank you guys, especially those of you who tuned in that have been with me for so long and supported me through so many things. Thank you. You were part of what made it worthwhile, and it's making it this so hard. It's all the personal connections. But I thank you guys. Yeah. At the end of this month, my regular email is going to shut down, but I will still have an email. hello.jennykquilts@gmail.com. So if you want to reach out to me there. I don't know if I'll be on the social media stuff much, just because that's hard right now. That would be hard to do. So I'm just not on there very much. But I thank you. I thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, if there's any of these things you want, any of the stuff we showed that you're interested in, if you want to know more about Beniv, I will post something down in the comments and a little bit about what's happening now, so that if you need to come back to this one and get my email or something like that, it will be there. But yeah, pluses and minuses, right? That's what life is. Pluses and minuses and changes. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. So, that's all from me.